It started with a glance. Just one. Held a second too long. It should have meant nothing. But it burned. Lingering. Right between my thighs and in the pit of my stomach. Like a match had been struck. And I was already dry kindling. And the worst part? It was my stepbrother. Noah. When Dad told me he was remarrying, I rolled my eyes. Another woman trying too hard. Another house filled with someone else's rules. I didn't expect him. Didn't expect Noah. The first time I saw him, it wasn't what he said. It was how he looked at me. Cool, unreadable. Like he'd already undressed me in his mind and filed it away for later. I hated that I noticed. I hated that I felt it. But I did. And that was the beginning of the end. They moved in 2 weeks after the wedding. Suddenly we were a family. His room was across the hall from mine. I heard his shower run every morning. He slept shirtless. Walked barefoot. Wore jeans like sin. The worst part? He barely said anything. Just glanced, nodded, smirked. Like he knew I was watching. And oh God, was I watching. It started with innocent moments. If you could even call them that. Reaching for the milk carton at the same time. Brushing past each other in the hallway. Late-night movie marathons where we sat just a little too close. I remember one night. We were watching some horror flick. I jumped, pretended to laugh. And he leaned in, just enough for his arm to brush mine. I didn't move away. Neither did he. Our eyes met. For a second, the room went quiet. No screams from the TV. No breath in my lungs. Just him. And how badly I wanted him to touch me. But it was wrong. It was so wrong. I couldn't admit it, not even to myself. So instead I fantasized. I started dreaming about him. Fantasies where he'd push me against my bedroom wall. His hand creeping under my shirt. Or where he'd pull me into the shower and make me beg for more. Some nights, I touched myself to the thought of him. Biting my lip, whispering his name, afraid someone would hear. My stepbrother. Noah. One night changed everything. We were alone. Our parents were out of town. The house was quiet. Too quiet. He walked into the kitchen shirtless, sweatpants low on his hips. I was already 2 glasses into the wine I shouldn't have opened. We locked eyes. He tilted his head, smiled that crooked smirk. Should you be drinking alone? He asked. My heart raced. I shrugged. Should you be walking around like that? His eyebrow lifted. Like what? I swallowed. You know what? He stepped closer. Each inch narrowed the space between us. Each breath grew heavier. I think, he said slowly, you've been looking at me a certain way. I froze. My mouth opened. Nothing came out. He was right. I'd been looking, wanting, needing. And he knew. He leaned in, his breath hot on my neck. Say it, he whispered. Tell me you want me. I gasped. I should have said no. Should have run. But instead, I tilted my chin up and kissed him. It wasn't gentle. It was hungry. Desperate. His hands gripped my waist, pulling me into him. My fingers tangled in his hair. His lips traveled down my jaw to my throat. I moaned softly, shakily, as he pressed me against the fridge. Every nerve in my body screamed yes. Yes to this. Yes to him. Yes to the thing we weren't supposed to do. He stopped suddenly. Pulled back. His breath was ragged. His eyes darker than I'd ever seen. This is a mistake, he said. I nodded. Yeah. But neither of us moved. His hand was still on my hip. His lips still wet from mine. We stared at each other like 2 people on the edge of a cliff, too scared to fall, but too tempted not to. He walked away that night. Didn't say a word. But I didn't sleep. Neither did he. And in the silence, the tension only grew louder. The next few days were torture. He avoided me. Or tried to. But the looks lingered. The heat simmered. Until finally it snapped. It was a Friday night. I wore a silk robe, short, barely decent. I told myself it was for comfort. But deep down I knew it was for him. He knocked on my door. I opened it. His eyes dropped, slow, deliberate, over every inch of me. Then he stepped inside. And locked the door. He didn't say a word. Just walked over, cupped my face and kissed me again. Deeper. Rougher. This time there was no hesitation. He lifted me onto the bed, my legs wrapping around him. His hands pushed the robe apart. His mouth found every inch of me. I gasped his name. Begged. Clawed at his back, as he made me unravel beneath him. I was soaked. Dripping for him. And when he finally slid inside me, we both groaned, like two halves finally becoming whole. We moved together, breathless, desperate, his hand on my throat, my nails on his back. It was wrong, so wrong, and yet it felt like the only thing that had ever been right. When it was over, we lay tangled in each other, silent. He kissed my forehead and whispered, "This can't happen again." I said, "Okay." But we both knew it would. We said it would be the last time. But the next night, I found myself in his bed. The sheets smelled like him, warm, musky, addictive. His hands pulled me under the covers without a word. Our mouths met like magnets, hungry and bruising. And when he spread my legs and slid his fingers inside me, I forgot my own name. I clung to him like he was the only thing keeping me from breaking apart. Maybe he was. Because I was falling. Fast. The more we touched, the less I could breathe without him. We became experts in hiding. Quick kisses behind closed doors. Hands under the table during family dinner. Texts that said everything we couldn't say out loud. Meet me in the laundry room. Can't stop thinking about last night. I dreamed of you again. It was dangerous. Deliciously dangerous. And that made it better. There was this one night. Everyone was asleep. I crept into the bathroom. Left the door unlocked. He followed me in minutes later. Didn't even say hi. He slammed me against the cold tile. Tugged my shorts down. Pulled me onto his tongue. And made me cry out into his shoulder. Then he flipped me around and took me deep, hard, possessive. Like I was his. Because I was. Every inch of me belonged to Noah. But secrets don't stay secrets forever. One night, he fell asleep in my bed. We were naked, tangled under my comforter. My hand on his chest, his arm around my waist. I didn't hear the door open. Didn't hear the gasp. It was my stepmother. Her eyes went wide. Her face pale. She shut the door and disappeared. I bolted up, heart pounding. Noah just sat up slowly and muttered, "It's over." The house was chaos the next day. Screaming. Crying. Accusations. "Are you insane? You're step-siblings. You've embarrassed this family. This isn't normal." I didn't care. I told them I loved him. I meant it. Even as my father refused to look at me. Even as my stepmother threatened to throw him out. Even as Noah avoided me all day. I thought that would be the end of us. But that night, he showed up at my window. Told me to pack a bag. He was done hiding. He wanted me. We ran away. No plan. No destination. Just his car, my trembling hands. And a hotel room that smelled of cigarettes and stained sheets. We didn't speak. We just touched. Made love like it would be our last time. His body told me everything his mouth couldn't. That I was his. That no one else would ever make me feel the way he did. That what we had might destroy us, but it would never die. We found a tiny apartment 2 towns over. He got a job at a mechanic shop. I waitressed at a bar. At night, we made love like animals. On the floor. Against the wall. On the tiny balcony, hoping no one would see. We were free. We were reckless. We were happy. For a while. But reality has sharp teeth. Bills piled up. Fights started. Trust got tested. One night, he came home smelling like perfume. Said it was a customer. I didn't believe him. I slapped him. He pinned me to the bed and proved I still belonged to him. Fingers, tongue, cock. Until I sobbed his name. We were fire. And fire burns. Then came the letter. From my dad. He said I was cut off. No inheritance. No family. No home. Just Noah. And I realized. I didn't regret a thing. A year later, we're still in that shitty apartment. Still tangled in each other every night. Still the secret the world can't understand. But when he slides into me, slow and deep, and whispers, "I love you even if it's wrong," I whisper back, "So do I." Because I'd rather burn in the fire of him than live a safe life without the taste of sin. Some loves aren't born out of innocence. They're forged in shadow, in silence, in shame. But they're real. And they're unforgettable. This was mine. My secret. My craving. My sin. My stepbrother. My love.